And thank you for joining us for this edition of CPSB-TV's Teen Talk, a one-on-one interview show by teens for teens. I'm Armund Wilson, and I'm both excited and honored to have a conversation with our guest today. Mayor Simien is the mayor of Lake Charles. It's not just a role of great influence for him, but it's one that has made history as electing the very first person of color to this position. Congratulations, Mayor, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Mayor Simien, if you think back to when you were a teen, is this a life that you imagined?
No, not really. When I was a teen, I was thinking about where am I going to go to school, where are my friends going to go, how am I going to graduate, do I need some money, you know, just the normal stuff.
Sure. Tell us about your journey to become mayor. Why did you want to take on this role and responsibility?
Well, it wasn't anything I wanted to do. You know, I've been a lawyer. I was a lawyer for a while. When I moved back here, the Port of Lake Charles had some mismanagement. They kicked the whole port board off, and somebody asked me to get on the port board. And I said, look, I don't know anything about water, but they said, you know business, so we needed to run like a business. So that was my first time getting in the public sector. And then after that, I did the 2 years on the port. Then the person that was my city councilman said he wanted to get off. He asked me to run. And at first I said, no, heck no. Then I went and looked around, but he had the downtown, he had the lakefront, he had the river. I said, well, that's why I knew all that water from the port, so I decided to get involved.
Wow, that's amazing. And what does it mean to you to make history as the very first African-American mayor of Lake Charles?
It means a lot. I feel the responsibility and the pride. I see the pride in the community that people come in and say, look, some elderly people that I really respect say, you know, I feel like my vote finally counts. And I feel the responsibility of it, but I also want to make everybody proud that I've done this. So I'm very conscious of the role, the responsibility, and the opportunity to really bring everybody to the table.
We are very certainly proud. Yeah. How do you handle the negative or critical remarks from people?
Well, you have to stay focused. I mean, when you're in the public spotlight like this, you can't satisfy everybody, and people are going to disagree as long as they're disagreeable. But as long as you stay focused and know what you're doing, and you're pretty sure about where you are, most things you can identify what's a distraction and what things you really need to pay attention to.
That's true. That's good advice. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. What do you think the city is doing well right now when it comes to reaching the young people?
Well, right now, the city's doing a lot of things that reaching the younger people. I think the teens, there's still a lot more that we can do. You know, we had a teen camp this summer, and I got a chance to spend a lot of time with the teens and talk about, you know, just the things that you want to do, the things that they want to see done. A lot of things is to get involved, but not be the side people in these things. You know, I get a lot of teens that get involved in organizations, and then they're brought around like, oh, we need y'all to come clean up and do things like that. And I tell them, no, just do it a different way. We had these junior nights of Peter Claver. You know, they have this barbecue fundraiser, and when they were barbecuing, the older guys were coming in and saying, oh, they're playing around, they're on their phones, they're not doing the right thing. And I said, man, let them do what they do. They got to learn how to do this. And at the end, I had to get all the older people out because they were like, well, what? I said, get out. Just let them do what they do. Well, the next day, they sold out a barbecue in like 10 minutes. They were on Instagram, on their social media feeds, showing everybody what they were doing. And everybody came in and said, we got to get this food. So I told those older guys, you might could learn a little something from these teens, you know?
And what they say?
They said, oh, if they're making that kind of money, yes.
What are you doing to encourage the young people to stay in the city of Lake Charles area as an adult?
Well, the first thing is I got to get you guys engaged, you know? I mean, we have a lot of things that's going on in the city right now. Like, for instance, Gosport Recreation, we're putting a pool over there. When I was a little boy, that was the place to be. You know, you hang out. And when you're in the pool, you're not on the phone, you're actually socializing. But I want it to be a place where it's not just for the teens to come there, but I want you guys to run it. I want y'all to decide what activities you want to have, things you want to do. And I want to just come in and enjoy you guys. Like, for instance, I want to show them how to play smut. Nobody knows what smut is. It's a card game. But when I walk in with a bottle of baby powder, you know, the winner gets to put powder dots on everybody. And we play that at home, and they love it, you know. Pool, you know, I can jump over balls, and people say, oh, my goodness, you know. Ping pong, I am the master of ping pong. all kind of things, you know.
Feels like a very fun young man.
Yeah, but I want to engage y'all because y'all, I mean, you have the fun too, you know. I can play a basketball game to 3. I'll win that one. After that, it goes downhill pretty fast.
What are your top 3 big items you want to see happen while you're in office?
I want the city to grow. I mean, I want the city to grow, and you're seeing it on the lakefront. If you haven't been out, Crying Eagle just opened up on the lakefront. It's a wonderful, beautiful place, but it's just part of the vibe. I call it the Lake City vibe that we're working on. So I want the city to grow. I want the jobs. There's a lot of jobs that's coming in, but I also want it to be a fun place. You know, we need to have more fun. I'm looking at trying to get other things that's going to come in and engage people, let them have a good time. And then we need a safe city. We really have to have a safe city. I particularly worry about the teens when you guys go out because sometimes it's not safe. You know, we saw what had happened with a little 16-year-old, and I'm trying to make sure that you guys can go out and have fun just like everybody else and it's safe and keep all the riffraff out.
Sure. And Mayor Simien, do you know of any young advisory councils for any young people to join for crime or anything in our city? To advise them on different ways to help out with the youth on crime, and also the youth can be involved in those situations to help out.
Yeah, what I like to do is get, not a lot of them right now, but I like to get some of our officers to talk to young people about how to engage when officers come in, you know, because sometimes you can de-escalate a situation as well as escalate it, and also that the role is to protect and to serve and why certain things are done. I'd like to see teens get more involved like this. I mean, this is absolutely wonderful. A production, video production. I like to get into music production, film production. We have a great video arts component to the city, so I'd like to see you guys get fully engaged in that.
What would you tell young people who are considering going into a public service role in the future?
Go try it out, get engaged. It's a different role because when you serve in the public, you have to have a heart for service. I mean, and to do that, you're going to see that you can affect change. And I think that's the most profound thing that you can do is when you do something and you get the feedback from people that say, really, I really appreciate that. I didn't see things that way. And it could be as simple as just coming in and telling somebody, look, this program is fine, but I think you can do it better like this. And then if they take your advice and you see people respond, but the key is going to be how do you serve the public? And sometimes you really have to put yourself aside and do what's best for the greater good. And you'll find that that's even more rewarding.
That's right. That's so true. Do you think the national divide with people politically is something we see locally too?
I don't see the amount of hate that we're seeing nationally. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, hate is, I call it hate because I think it's a horrible seed. People think they can control it, but it kind of consumes you. It consumes the message and the message gets lost. I think here people are a lot more cordial because we know each other, you know? So it's a lot harder to go out and say something about somebody that you're going to see in the next few days or so. But you still have some divides, you know, and it's more philosophical than it is to the point where the other side is just wrong. So I think, and plus I think our community we're more Christian based than a lot of other places, and I think that foundation really helps push a lot of that away.
Yeah, that's so true. And now we have a lighthearted segment where we're going to just ask you some rapid fire questions to get to know you better. Okay. Are you ready for that?
Let's go.
Okay. What is your all-time favorite restaurant in the city of Lake Charles?
Oh, Ball's Fried Chicken.
Yes. Yes.
Look, Ball's was closed for 5 years after the hurricanes. And when it was open, there was this big old long line. And I asked everybody in the line, I said, was it worth the wait? And they all said, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That spicy chicken. There's nothing like it.
Just got it. Look, it's good. When you can taste something and it tastes you back, that's good.
That's it. If you have free time and you want to enjoy the city, what's your go-to place?
My actual go-to place is a quiet place, you know. I'll go to Riverside Park. It's kind of off the beaten path, but it's probably the most pristine area you ever want to see because it's like a half mile of just waterfront. So I'll go out there, I'll either walk or ride a bike, and when you're along that water, you get to just clear your mind and have fun. And you know, my kids liked it because my oldest son was pretty cheap, you know, he didn't want to spend any money. So he'd take dates out fishing, and all he had to do was just bait the fish and let them catch, and he release it back, and it didn't cost him anything, and it was exciting. I mean, his dates would love it. Oh, look, I caught this fish, and it's just fun. So I like that place.
Do you fish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that got my name on it. You know, they jump out the water and pose and say catch me.
I mean,
I catch them.
What is your motivational song?
Motivational song is That's the Way of the World. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire is an old school music. They had the horns, but they had this song called That's the Way of the World. And they were actually on CBS this past weekend for a tribute. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, the lyrics are great. And the second one would be The Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson. Because I think just the message and what it gives, it's very eye-opening to say, yeah, I can go out and judge everybody else, but can I look at the person in that mirror and feel the same way?
That's good. That's good. What is your favorite movie and TV show?
Well, you know, my favorite movie, I actually just thought it was, I thought I had a favorite movie, but then I saw the last Mission Impossible, and man, that thing was off the chain, you know, so that's my favorite movie now. That and the second Top Gun, you know, so I like those kind of movies.
What was your least favorite subject when you were in high school?
Physics. Physics, oh man, science, I mean, you want to see a knockdown, drag down fight, put me in a room with a science test, and man, I'll come out there looking like I got beat up the night before, you know?
So did you enjoy math?
I actually like math, but physics was just different, you know? Maybe I just had the wrong teacher, but it was pretty brutal.
Oh, well, I hope she won't be watching this when you said that.
Yeah, it was a guy, and like I'm a Star Trek fan. He had pictures of the Klingons on his wall, so that told me right there I was on the wrong side of it.
Did you ever end up in a principal's office when you were in school?
Yeah, I did.
Can you tell us what it was for?
Well, let's see. We skipped class. We got caught. We were smoking cigarettes. I didn't smoke. I just wanted to try it, but man, it gave me such a buzz. I came in walking sideways, and they said, "You going to the principal's office." And when I'm going to the principal's office, he's standing up in the hallway saying, "Simien, what are you doing in my hallway?" And I said, "I'm looking for you." He said, "I'm the wrong person to find." So I wound up in the principal's office. Called my dad. Didn't call my mom. Mom, I could have gotten out of it. My dad said, "No, if I got to come see you, we're going to make this worth our time."
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's rough.
And is there anything else you'd like to share?
Just that I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to see the crowd that we have here. I want to encourage you all. I know some of you, I asked you who are seniors, encourage you all to start thinking now about what you want to do with your life. Not necessarily like a career. Just think about what is your talent. You know, what is it that you do, and find out what you can do with that talent to make something happen in life. See, me, I like to argue a lot. And not just argumentative, but I just like to make my point. And I wound up being a lawyer, and I found that was great. People pay me to argue, you know. If you're in sports, you're good at basketball, people pay you to play basketball. If you're good with your hands, you want to build things, you can start with building a set like this to going out and building buildings. So I say find your talent and then use that talent to, if you can take your talent and it finds a way to make you a living, you're going to have a very, very good life.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Mayor Simien, for coming and taking out your time and to talk with us. I truly believe that our city is on the move. We're truly one Lake Charles.
We are one Lake Charles.
And that's your vision.
Yes.
That's your vision. So thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you, Amari.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Teen Talk. Keep up with all the exciting things happening at CTEC by following us on social media. Until next time, thank you for joining us.